Welcome back to Cosplay Confidential. I'm your host, Kiki, and I am here live at Monroe Pop Fest with Sean from Magnitude Cosplay.
Hey, how we doing?
And we have a very special guest today. We have with us the voice actor for Pam Poovey, Amber Nash.
Holy shit snacks!
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's so wonderful to meet you.
Thank you.
How have you enjoyed the con so far?
It's great. I like a small con. It's, because there's such gigantic cons everywhere. And the person that started this con was telling me that he doesn't want it to get any bigger. And I'm like, I think that's cool because it's nice.
Yeah.
You spend more time with people. It's not so crowded. You don't have panic attacks when there's too many people around you. It's perfect.
You can go on some random crazy ladies podcast.
Yeah, totally.
You know.
You got all the time in the world.
Right. It's like having too many things to do at a con would just be super overwhelming. So it's just nice to be able to just make a lap around every hour or
I
so.
totally agree.
Yeah.
It's way better this way.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you've been enjoying it so far.
Yeah, it's great. And Monroe's beautiful.
Oh,
There's a
good.
river? There's a river, guys.
Come to Monroe. They have a river.
It's true.
Well, that's awesome. So we were talking a little bit earlier. I shared with you all about what Pam means to me.
Right.
And I'm sure you've met probably a ton of Pam cosplayers. So what's that experience like, seeing a character that you put so much into being brought to life?
It's crazy. The very first Pam cosplay I ever saw was an artist named Adam Hughes, and it was my first man Pam. And his wife, I believe, did his makeup for him, and it was perfect. And he she styled the wig for him, and he looked insanely awesome. And I was just blown away by somebody putting that much effort into wanting to dress up like a character that I play. And it's one of my favorite things about going to cons. That, and also there's a lot of people that have tattoos of my character, which is crazy. People will be check this whole thigh piece I have of your character, and I'm just holy moly, that's crazy. It's really fun though. It's really great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Pam cosplayer moment been? Present company excluded.
Okay. Okay. Oh, you actually brought this up when we chatted. So we did Archer After Hours, which was a show that Lucky Yates, who plays Dr. Krieger, and I did as a post show, like a Talking Dead kind of thing. And I'd known some Pam cosplayers because we've connected over Instagram. And years ago, I did my own contest, to get the best Pam cosplay.
Right,
and
that
so,
was the Hey Amber
yeah,
one? Yeah.
Yeah, and then I got in trouble because FX is well, it's got to all go through legal. And I was like, oh man, nothing's fun anymore. But I was lucky that I got to hook up with some of these cosplayers, and I follow them all on Instagram. And so one of the gals that I follow on Instagram, she lives close enough to Georgia. She lives in Tennessee, and I was like, would you mind coming down? Wartooth Designs.
Yeah.
I was like, would you mind coming down to Atlanta to be on this show? And she's like, are you kidding me? She totally was in. She drove herself down. She put herself up because I was like, sorry, our show doesn't have any money. And she's like, I don't care. And then we went and had drinks after the show. It was really fun. Yeah. So that's some of my I have people that I'm genuinely friends with that are cosplayers. It's awesome.
Yeah. No, and she is wonderful too.
Yeah.
Like I was telling you before, she provided this free template for anybody to use for the back tattoo.
Yeah.
And that was honestly the first thing that really got me into being all right, I am definitely going to cosplay Pam because I didn't want to do it without the back tattoo.
Right. You can't.
And it's legit. I probably have shed this tattoo more times than my own skin.
That's great.
But Wartooth actually had a question. I messaged a bunch of my friends who were Pam cosplayers.
Okay.
And she actually had a question. A while ago, many years ago, there was this sort of little snippet of Pam explaining what her favorite day, what her best day would look like, and it was several meals, breakfast, second breakfast, brunch, second brunch, lunch,
right.
Dunch, second dunch, all that, followed by banging a bunch of dudes.
Right.
Do you think that Sarah's question is, do you think that would be the same over all the years, or do you think something would have changed by now?
I don't know. I feel like at some point, because this has just happened in my own life, as I've gotten older, I'll have all those meals, but at the end of the day, I don't want to bang a bunch of dudes. I just want to go to bed or take a bath. So maybe Pam's just you know what? I've banged enough dudes. I just want to go take a bath. But that's just
fair.
by virtue of aging, I think.
Right.
But maybe not. Maybe Pam's I don't care. I'm going to bang a bunch of dudes no matter how tired I am.
Right.
So, yeah, Pam's pretty amazing. And also all the different iterations of Pam. It's rock monster Pam might not want to bang a bunch of dudes. Can she bang a bunch of dudes?
Right.
I don't know what's going on down there, but she does get erections. Erections. Good one.
Thanks. I try real hard.
Yeah.
Another Pam cosplayer, Darth Claire Cosplay. She asked, if Pam were stranded on a desert island, what 3 things do you think she would bring?
Oh my God. Okay. This is tough. I think she would take Archer. Of course.
He's a thing.
Because he's a thing. He's one of them.
Yep.
I think she would take, she'd take a knife, like a tactical element of some kind, because I totally think she could slaughter her own animals and then
100%
build a fire.
Yeah.
And then maybe maybe something to help with making fires, like a piece of flint. Is that what you use? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, flint.
To strike it and make a So maybe that she'd be into it. She'd be on Naked and Afraid. She'd totally win that show.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. With kind of with the coconut bra and the leaf bikini.
Yeah.
She'd
be good at it, I think.
Yeah. What this is my own question. What is your favorite sort of version of Pam that's come out over the last 10 years?
It's been so much fun because it's so fun to it doesn't get stale. As an actor, you just get something new every year, and it's always the same voice and the same intention. Because I'll always be like, "You want me to sound different this year?" And they're like, "No," and I'm like, "Okay." No, you sound just like Pam. I'm like, "Okay, that's fine." So I think maybe I really, as much as people didn't love season 8, which was Dreamland, I thought it was so cool and so different. And I think people just were like, well, it's not what I want it to be. But it was really dark, and it was pretty sad. But I really liked playing gender-neutral Poovey because it's just, what a great character. And they told me the character was based on Russell Crowe's character from L.A. Confidential.
Right.
And as an actor, that's the coolest note to get,
Yeah.
So I really, really enjoyed doing that. And the funny thing is they were talking about when they were redesigning all the characters for that season, they kept putting Pam in this suit, and it wasn't quite working, and they couldn't figure out what it was because Poovey also had short hair, and they were like, there's just something missing. And then one of the guys put lipstick on her again, and he was like, that's all it is. She just still needs lipstick. It was like, that's great. That's the character this season. It was so fun.
Nice. Well, what would you love to see Pam do in the future?
My dream would be to have a whole season or a spinoff. I'm open to it. I would be willing to do a show all about Pam, where she was at Poovey Farms, and we got to see all the family, and I got to play all the voices, like Nutty Professor style, and her weird uncles and her dad and her grandparents and everybody. It'd be so much fun.
I love that idea because I also love the idea that it's just Pam's memories.
Exactly.
So that's of course she's voicing all the characters.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
It'd basically just be the spin-off of The Office that almost happened, Shroot Farms, but it's Poovey Farms.
Right.
That's I think that's her concept. Let's get a pilot going.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Why not?
I hope you're listening, FX.
Yeah. Or are y'all on FXX?
We're on FXX now, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's
Careful.
all the same people, though, that run it. So.
That's true. True.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to keep you any longer,
Okay.
but it has been so much fun
Thank
having you.
Thanks for having me.
Where can people follow you on Instagram?
They can follow me at Amber C. Nash. You got to put the C in there.
Yeah.
And that's the same on Instagram and Twitter. And on Facebook, I'm just never on there. I'm not on there. My husband's on there all the time, and I'm just like, I don't get it. I don't understand it anymore. So nothing on Facebook.
Fair. All right. Sean, where can we find you on Instagram?
So you can find me on Instagram at Magnitude Cosplay. It is the same on Facebook as well, and I'm on Twitter at Magnitude Cos without the play.
No play, because you're all cause, no play.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you know it.
100%.
Yep.
All right, you can find me on Instagram at RealKikiElise. You can find Cosplay Confidential on Instagram at Cosplay Confidential and Facebook Cosplay Confidential Podcast. You can hear us through the Podcast Detroit Network on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, anywhere fine podcasts are heard. So once again, from Cosplay Confidential, I'm Kiki.
I'm Sean.
And I'm Amber.
Keep creating, inspiring, and sharing the love. Could you just give us a sploosh one time?
Sploosh. Thanks, guys.
so
That was so fun.
much.
Have you been to Dragon Con?
I have not.